price trades into this low and refuse to take this week before pushing to the upside. So how do we know that we are going to take a buy or sell? We don't know yet until the inside bar is formed. So this is exactly how this strategy work, how this method work. So how do you identify your draw on liquidity? It's very simple. I'm going to explain with the second diagram. Meanwhile, immediately we've seen price trade this way, we have to look for next candle, wait for it. So if price comes and do something like this is not an inside day. Okay, if price comes and do something like this is not an inside day. Okay, I'm going to make another video talking about an inside an outside day. So this in this scenario it's actually an outside day scenario. Okay, so enough of that. Let's go to the next diagram. Now this diagram is detailed, however when we go to the chart we're going to understand everything better. I believe you must have understood first, understood this. In case you don't, ask me question. The next thing you want to do is, after those are identified, the next day is when you want to take your trade. So the next day is what we call the signal days. So we need to know what happened in the previous days, right? The wise man once said the best way to know or the best way to advance is to go back. So what does that mean? You have to check history, what has happened in the past. Okay, so in this scenario we need to check 1, 2, 3 days ago what exactly was the price action, and we need to understand where is the opening and the closing of price. So as you can see, on this day price opened from here, and closed here, right? So telling us that we might likely be bullish. Correct. However, what did the previous day tell us? The previous day price opened here, right? Did the same thing and closed here, right? But the next day what happened? Price opened here and closed here. So you might quickly say, oh, is this not confusion? Of course not. It is not confusion when you know exactly what you are doing. And this is what I attempt to show you right here in this video in details. So the first thing you want to do is, once you have been able to identify these two, you need to mark your liquidity level, or you need to mark your levels, your zones. And how do we do that? Right? We mark the high of the previous day and the low of the previous day, which in this case is this. Now, there's something that is very important which we need to pay attention to. You don't just trade it blindly because it tweaks the high. So what happens if price breaks the high? Let me show you. If price breaks the high and it's a continuation trade, probably this becomes a draw on liquidity. This is why you will need to pay attention. When we go to the chart, I will show you one of the ways you will know, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can pick up the signal, and it's based on time. It's very, very important. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is we'll mark our zones, and we have done that, right? So before this candle formed, so you might say this is an insight. I said go to my Telegram channel, you know it's not an insight, right? You will know that. So you go to the channel and you're going to see exactly what we do right there. So we're going to enter from here, just the way you see, enter from the wicks, because we want to trade expansion. So automatically this becomes a draw on liquidity, because inside days are usually days of reset. These are the days where price resets, where the market maker resets the charts. Now, for those of you who don't understand what I mean, watch my previous video before this one where I talked about the weekly template. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. These are the weekly templates. We have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, in case you don't understand what I'm saying, check that video. Okay, after you are done watching this one. So Monday, opening range. Tuesday, initial balance. Wednesday, we give reversal. So this is what I mean. So if this is Monday, Monday is an opening range, and let's say this is Tuesday. So Monday or Tuesday, we create the high or the low of the week. So what happens? Either we expect a reversal or a continuation. So you might quickly say, how do we know if it's a continuation or reversal. Make sure you subscribe if you want to know that. So after we've been able to identify this is Wednesday. So Wednesday will likely trade into Monday high like this. So it's Wednesday usually a reversal day. You can go to your chart and check it, and price closes like this for the rest of the day, for the rest of the week. So what happened if Wednesday did not push price, did not reverse? Expect the sorry about that. Expect the reversal on Thursday. Now, I say, how would this be beneficial? This will be beneficial to you if you know that we are expecting a reversal on Wednesday and on Tuesday formed an inside back candle, or we're expecting a reversal on Thursday and on Wednesday formed an inside back. So we need to expect an expansion, and in doing that, we'll have to trade above the inside back. But you might quickly also say, okay, would I not be caught? What if price trade like this and decide to go this way? Keep following me, right? So once we have entered the sell here, of course, it's time based and we target the draw on liquidity. I don't want this video to be too long. I want it to be as brief as possible. So let me show you an example. Okay, so we have this as Friday, we have this as Thursday, we have this as Wednesday. So as you can see, let's go previously. We have this as Monday. This is Monday. That's very nice. Sell from the New York session. Okay. Like Telegram, you'll find all of these entries right there. We have Monday, Tuesday. Remember, Monday opening range, Tuesday initial balance. This Tuesday was what? Inside day. As you can see, price failed to take the high, right? So this is an inside day, and this was the previous day. So automatically, what happened? We have our drawn liquidity here. Okay, do you understand? So that's exactly what we should target. So I was targeting that low. Okay, now what else we need to pay attention? It's very important. On this day, we can trade the, look at what I was talking about at that time, what I was talking about. We have price traded to the downside. What happened? Immediately price traded to the downside. What do we notice? We notice that price did not reverse. Why? What do we say? What do we say? Did we say about inside days? Inside days are usually for expansion, right? As we either expand or contract or break out, okay, or even reverses. So that's exactly what we're expecting. So on this day, look at it. As previous day low, breakout, is broke out. Knew that it's going to sell. However, it actually happened, sold in London and a little bit in New York and began to retrace. So we'll go about that. But let's go to the top subject of today. I don't want to explain all of these trades to us. I don't have to explain everything. And probably subsequently make sure you follow. Okay, these were trades we took on one particular day, okay, which was Thursday on the 9th. All right. So these are very nice trade. Okay, 3, 3, 6, 7, 8, minus 1. That's 7 is to reward ratio. If you put 2%, that's 14% of your account. Very simple, easy. Okay. So what do we find here? This particular day, this day was an inside day. All right. Wednesday was an inside day, which was on the 9th, which we took this trade, was an inside day. Okay, look at this. This was the low of the day, and this was the high of the day. So what was my expectation? My expectation was price to come and take this high. Okay, that was my expectation. However, I will show you something real quick. This was NFP. Don't really like trading NFP, but that doesn't mean that I don't trade news. I do, but because of slippages, especially for firms. Okay, so we need to pay attention. This was what I promised you. We need to understand the low of the week. Low of the week is very important when trading the inside day. Take note of that. The low of day, low of week, low or high, as the case may be. If it's bearish, then high of week. If it is bullish, then low of the week. So as you can see, the low of the week is actually here, but look at it, price closer to low of the week. So it expands more when price takes the low of the week. And what happened? That's what happened when the NFP news came in to take what? Low of the week, right? Because that was based on expansion. So how did we engage in this trade? It's quite simple. The same thing I just shared with us right now. So I was expecting price to trade to the upside. Why? Now, the reason why I expected price to trade to the upside was, as you can see, I wrote here as expansion signal because I know that this day is going to expand because the previous day was an inside day. So this is one way you can start becoming profitable. You can say to yourself that I'm not going to trade except it's an inside day. So that's what I mean is I'm not going to trade except I get a signal from an inside day. Do you understand? Okay, so price took out this low. At this point, we're expecting a reversal. And at this point, we need to expect price to do something. So price did two things, and one of the things that did, price gave us a peak formation. We can find that information from Stacy Burke. Okay, for those of you who know Stacy Burke, you can find that, right? So we'll find that formation right there. So formation is usually the beginning of a reversal. However, that is not enough for us to take a trade. So we need to also check our timing. Time is very important. Time is vital when it comes to making your decisions or making your decision. So the first 15 minutes of each hour is vital to whatever we are doing. So at this point, price are taking this is around 1 a.m. EST time and 7 a.m. UTC time. Okay, this GMT plus 1 time. So when price traded to the downside, at this point we could have looked for buys, but haven't found my confirmation yet. So immediately price came to around 8 a.m. GMT time, and what do we see? We saw break of structure, which some people call market structure shift, whatever I want to call it, I don't really care. All I know is break of structure. You could call it a change of character, right? So the next thing is we want to know what is price doing in the first 15 minutes of the hour. It is each hour counts. Each hour counts for each session. We have 4 hours in each session, and we have about 12 candle in an hour. So that 12 candle window is very, very important. Okay, so we have this, and I was expecting price reverse from here, and that's why fortunately price did not tag us in here. Look at that, it did not tag us in, but price decided to push from this level to the upside. Notwithstanding, at this point I knew that my liquidity was still here. I knew my liquidity was still here. Okay? And of course, there is liquidity here as well, because we even took a trade the previous day, so we're expecting price to go and take the sellers. So that's exactly what price did. So we entered from this point and price pushed it to take profit. I took my profit here 1 to 3, right? But the one I sent to the Telegram channel was 1 to 2. So look at it here. Let me show you. I think this was what was yesterday's trade. Let me show you quick so that you understand, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, this is exactly trade that I'm talking about right here on our Telegram. So you see it was missed, actually missed it right there. Okay, would have entered manually, but I was still expecting price push to the downside. So what do? Here we took the trade from here. Price went ahead to hit our profit. If you really want to become profitable using this simple method or using the Come time-based entry or the Come defining range concept, it's very important that you join the mentorship. So right now, for the first quarter, we're about to start the mentorship for the first quarter. So how do you get access? I'm doing it in a very cheap manner. I'm going to reduce the cost drastically. The reason is so that we can get more people to train, and that's what I want to do in the first quarter. Otherwise, once it's closed, I'm not going to accept students in, and we're going to start training fully on the 3rd of February. Okay, so